Morning, YouTube. So it's Wednesday morning. I'm across the street from a pilot just south of Youngstown, Ohio at a speedway. And basically I picked this trailer, this load, going to Michigan, and really the trailer had a couple of issues, but the major issue is that evidently the mud flap had been damaged, and it had like a 4-inch rip in it, and I felt like I could get it pretty far before I needed to replace it. So anyway, I drove about 160 miles last night and stopped at a service plaza in Pennsylvania on the turnpike, and it was ripped more, and I was hoping they had one there, but they didn't. So anyway, went to sleep, got up this morning and basically ripped the rest of it off, and I drove to the nearest truck stop to get a new one. So I drove about 87 miles without a mud flap, and we're gonna replace this thing. Now, I could have called Melton or did a macro 18, and they would have sent somebody out there, but I didn't. So that's on me. But so I have no issues with that at all. But anyway, we didn't get a ticket, we didn't get a violation, and we're gonna get it fixed here. So I'll do my 30 or whatever and do this. But I kind of wanted to do this video, really not so much about the mud flap, but more about why I bleed Melton blue, and it all has to do with my dad and last year 4th of July, and my DM, and every time I think about it, I just get very emotional about it. So I'm gonna try and do something busy and talk about my hero. I've tried to do this video. I wanted to do it for 4th of July, but I can't get through it. And I want to try to get through it. I thought I was cried out. I bought that mud flap across the street, and I was at the counter crying. That lady was just looking at me. But I want to do it. So we're gonna put a mud flap on, and I'm gonna try to talk about my hero. And why Melton went out of their way to make sure I was there. So let's put this damn mud flap on and talk. dad's going to be 83 this year. 83. He grew up on a farm in North Carolina, and he said he hated the farm life, and he knew he was going to get off that farm. So when he graduated high school early and joined the Navy to get off the farm. And after boot camp, he was stationed in Long Beach, California, which doesn't have a base anymore. But you know, this is in the 50s. So anyway, he met my mom and got married and had me. And he went to college and graduated with an engineering degree. And my dad is very A-type. I am far from A-type. So in my 20s, we did not see eye to eye. We did not see eye to eye. But anyway, a lot of the reasons why when I got done with college, I moved to Colorado, because I just wanted to do my own thing. And you know, originally I was going to be a ski bum. My dad did not like that idea, but I didn't make it to quite the ski bum status, because I ended up getting a job. But I skied 60 days a season. Anyway. So anyway, last year I took home time in California in June, like the week before 4th of July weekend, right? I took it there. And before I did that, my dad was going to have surgery, heart surgery, and they were going to have to put a stent in. But because of COVID, they didn't know when they were going to do it, right? So there was no scheduled time. So you didn't know, right? So right when I got off home time in California, I found out that my dad was going to have surgery that Friday, the 1st of July, you know, in Texas. But with COVID, of course, nobody was allowed to be in there except my mom. So, you know, it was day surgery. And my dad, trust me, my dad will not. He doesn't like any kind of attention, unlike me. I like attention for some stupid reason. But anyway, so, you know, my dad, he just plays it off. No big deal, right? Yeah, I'm just going to go in there, get a stent put in. And my dad's in good shape. I mean, he still drives, and, you know, he can't do everything he could do, but he can fix anything. I mean, the other day, when I was there last, there's a pair of broken earrings. My mom had broken a pair of her earrings, and there's my dad fixing them. Fixing a pair of earrings. But he can do those things. And that's what... Anyway, that's why I can fix this, because of my dad. I'm not ready for my dad to go. And he's not leaving. Anyway, back to Melton. I got a load out of California, and I ended up in Utah, or Colorado. I'm sorry, picking up at an AC unit place, and I was going for the holiday for the 4th of July. I was going to be going all the way to Georgia. Great run, great miles. But that run would go about. It was going to be about less than 100 miles, like 94 miles farther. I would have to go see my dad. I was going to be out of route like 94 miles. my DM, she's good with me. She really is. So I called her and I just said, hey, you know, is it okay if I just stop by my parents' house? I did not tell her, because again, my dad doesn't want that and everything, and so I didn't tell her what was going on. I just said, hey, you don't mind I swing by my parents' house, and you know, and my DM said, yeah, no problem. And so I could get there Friday at noon. Literally, my dad was going to be having surgery at noon on Friday, and I could get to where I parked my truck and be there when my dad got home, right? So that Friday morning, I didn't tell her. Friday morning, my DM called me and said, hey Chris, you know, you can go by there, but this load, the shipper monitors it, and they're gonna ask questions as to why you're sitting so long at your parents' house. She knew I could get it there, and you know, but she said, you know, you're gonna have to leave sooner than you probably want to. And again, I didn't tell her what I was doing. And I said, no problem. And I said, listen, I really appreciate it. And I told her, you know, why I was doing it. And she got mad. She says, why didn't you tell me about this? Because my dad doesn't want a whole lot of, he doesn't want, you know, anything. And also he instilled in me, you do your job, you know. I'd already come off home time. I wasn't gonna ask for anything special. So I got to that truck stop, parked my truck, my sister came and got me, and we were gonna go have lunch. Because we couldn't go to, you know, we couldn't go there, my dad was having surgery. So we were having lunch, and my TM called me. And she says, hey, listen, I got a driver that's picking up in Kentucky going to Laredo, and you know that he can swing by there. How about if we swap loads? You just take his load and he'll take yours, and you know, you're gonna lose some miles, but that load that he has doesn't have to deliver till Wednesday. And this is Friday, right? So I could spend, you know, almost 5 days there at the house. So I said, yeah, that's great. And so on Saturday, that guy showed up, and we swapped trailers right there in the truck stop. And I spent those days with my dad. And Melton didn't have to do that. They could have just been all business. Hey, you need to get that load. We're not, you know, I mean, they even paid me the repower $25, right? I mean, they didn't have to do that. But they did it. So I'm not leaving Melton, quite honestly. You know, they know they don't know that, but I mean, they do now, but I won't leave. You know, there's more value in things than just monetary. Listen, they pay me well, okay? They do me well. But also you have to look at other value, right? What's the value? So not only do you look at your insurance that you get, you know, your family insurance, how that's a value. Home time's a value. That's all worth something. So, you know, you may only make X amount of dollars, but in the long run, you're making more. And that's where the value is. My dad's my hero. And I never want to let him down. And I know I've done it a time or two. But at the end of the day, I hope he's proud of me. And I thank Melton for giving me that week really do appreciate it. So I'm a happy guy. Damn it. I gotta drive. Oh man. I've tried to do this one. This is the best I can do. This is the best I can do. Sorry. But I do appreciate Melton. My DM's the best. I got lucky with her. I got her right off the bat. Right off the bat. And so I can't complain. I can't complain. So work for Melton, don't work for Melton. It doesn't really. I just know where I'm going, where I'm staying, I should say. Right here in my blue attire, my blue truck, my blue trailer, everywhere. That was easy. It was nothing. I thought maybe the driver had done something wrong, you know, because it had a Love's mud flap, and I couldn't figure out why it was still cut right there. But as I'm doing this job, I realized he had a blowout, because right there, there's a piece of rubber. There's a piece of rubber. So let's see if we can get this one to go. It needs to be longer, but it'll do. And it needs to have the Melton on there. Melton will change it out when I get to a terminal or wherever, but we got it fixed. Anyway, I appreciate you listening to me. Like I said, my dad would not want any kind of attention like this, but I'm going to give it to him because he deserves it. And I'm pretty lucky. I know I'm really lucky, actually, that I still have my dad, and I got a good job, and I got my health. I'm 59 years old, and I can do this stuff, right? I'm not the fastest at it or anything like that, but I know that there's a lot of guys I can run circles around, so I'm not too worried about it. Man, so yeah. All right, let's head to Michigan. Later.